Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. If you don't know me, my name is Matty Collins. In today's video, I'm just gonna talk a little bit about my journey to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. If you're not interested in this topic, it's not something like I generally talk about, but if you are looking forward to or looking into growing your channel, I think there'll be like a lot of insights and tips and tricks on doing that. Unfortunately, this isn't like a overnight success video. This is just like the truth about how I did it. This video is also just like a big thank you to everyone who has subscribed along the way, 1,000 and counting. Thank you so much for spending time with me. And obviously you guys are into cameras like I am. That's what this channel talks about: photo, video, drones, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, stick around to the end because I will be talking a little bit about what happens when you get to 1,000. It's nothing crazy, but I'll just share some insight. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so first thing I wanna say is that I learned from others. And you're probably thinking like, oh, I just learned from Matty Hapoya and Peter McKinnon and Danny Gebertz, the big creators, and that's what I modeled my videos off of. Well, actually, it was the smaller creators that were within my same niche that helped me grow the most because, let me explain, smaller channels obviously have a more difficult time getting views. So I could watch those channels, they could watch mine, they could see what videos are doing well, and then we could just mimic something off of that. So say like there was this Canon R5 and it was overheating. Well, I'm a Sony shooter predominantly, and so I could be like, oh, I just picked up the Sony a7 IV. I could talk about the overheating issues there because I can see that like people are interested in that. So just having an understanding of the audience was a whole lot better when I followed the smaller creators, and that's just one thing I learned. Point number two, it's really important to make videos for your audience, but then also to make videos for yourself. Let me explain. When I started, I was only making videos for my audience, and I wasn't thinking about like passion projects or what I really like to do with the camera. So an example of that is like I would always talk about the newest upcoming cameras, even if it was like a camera system I didn't know much about, like Nikon. I remember like I probably did 2 or 3 videos about Nikon before I was at 100 subscribers because I knew that it would get views. But at the end of the day, it wasn't like fully fulfilling. I like talking about Sony and Canon, and as you guys know on this channel. But yeah, like I would say, not that I like sold out for views or anything like that, but I was learning, and I learned that I didn't fully like that. So niche down a bit and talk about things that you like. And the second thing was like my passion projects on this channel, like making a Sony a7 IV short film, they never do well. And that's okay. It was just like for me to like script a video and think about audio and lighting in different situations. It just enabled me to grow. And I think my channel grew because of that, because of all those learning experiences. So don't always make content just for your audience, even though that's important. Spend time and take time to learn and just work on a passion project here and there. If you guys are enjoying this video, please give it a like. It goes a really long way in helping my channel get noticed, and maybe in no time we'll see me break the 2,000 subscriber mark, but let's go baby steps for now. Thank you for being here. Number 3, super important, was investing in my education. So about a year ago, I invested in a course called Creative Rise, and this is a mastermind program teaching creators of all different kinds, like just a bunch of artists essentially, photographers, videographers, website designers, how to monetize their craft essentially, because as you know, artists aren't really good at making money. So that's what that course was about. But even bigger than learning the business side of things was the community that I met. So I still talk to a lot of those creators, and we even have some fun trips in the works. So hopefully I'll get to travel with them in the near future, but it's definitely like build a community. around people. And the way that I built a community was by investing in my education, and that enabled me to meet like-minded people. Number 4, try to enjoy the process and be comfortable with failure. Easier said than done. There's comments that you're going to want to delete, and you can. But at the end of the day, if those comments eat away at you and you don't have thick enough skin, you're probably not going to break the 1,000 subscriber mark. So you need to find strategies to kind of block that out, take in the positivity, block out the negativity, because there will be a lot of that along the way, especially while you're learning and your videos don't always look the highest quality. So yeah, be comfortable with the process, and be passionate about the topic that you're talking about. Otherwise, you're never going to just want to create videos, and consistency is the only way that you grow. Number 5, be willing to constantly adapt. So for me, I probably went through 5 or 6 different channel names. This was going to be called Matty DC Media and Friends with Cameras, and I had a whole bunch of different Fiverr designers work on both different models. At the end of the day, I just went with my name. Simplicity equals clarity. So for me, it cleared up my mind and freedom just to be my TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube is all the same. And I'm that camera nerd who talks about photo and video on his YouTube channel and accessories and shit like that. Another thing with constantly adapting is titles, thumbnails. You're gonna want to have sometimes a second thumbnail ready just in case one doesn't perform. You have to be on the ball, constantly willing to adapt, and that's kind of difficult. And the last thing I'll talk about is I started with vlogs, and then I realized, Maddie, it's 2021, no one cares about vlogs anymore. You're not Casey Neistat. So for me, I came to this realization of what I like to do, and it really is just share my personal opinion about things. I'm not saying it's ever right. It's just how I feel. So sharing my story, much like this video here, is what I like to do, and at 1,000 subscribers, it's kind of what I'm into. Number 6 is caring less about what people thought of me. I don't know why, but when you're younger, you have more of a tendency to care, and then as you get older, you have a tendency to not give a fuck about what people think of you. So being a YouTuber has this stigma, and I was this kind of weird. It's a weird flex. It's a weird thing to pursue, but it's something that I enjoy doing. And at the end of the day, that's all that really matters. And if my friends think it's weird, that's okay. It really doesn't affect them that much. And then if strangers think it's weird, that's when I really don't care, because honestly, everyone's gonna have their own opinion, and that's fine. But hopefully I'm providing value to you guys to the point that you want to be here and you're watching these videos. So thank you for that. Number 7 is sacrifice. So I'm not going to say I sacrifice the world or anything for this, but I did have to find intricate and new ways to get time back. So time management is really key. For me, it was following less NBA basketball, NHL. I was in every fantasy league you could think of, NBA, NHL, NFL. So I cut out 2, and I still do fantasy football, just less teams. You just have to think, prioritize in your life what you care about, and then remove some of the distractions, and that helped me. Number 8, have a general idea of what your video is going to be about, and that's just out of the goodness of your heart for the people watching, so you're not just rambling about nothing. Have a general direction, even if it's just bullet points. Gerald Undone is one of the guys who masters a full script, teleprompter. He's reading off of it. He needs to, because it's more technical and specific, but I would say just have a general idea, have bullet points you can read off, and go from there. Number 9, with this whole YouTube algorithm world, TikTok, Instagram, consistency is honestly the most important thing. Consistency is one of the most difficult things, and I certainly didn't abide by it for a lot of this journey. But at the end of the day, I was trying to grow a photo and video business as well, and I did a pretty good job of getting my first clients and growing that way as well, to the point where I could buy camera and lenses with the money I was making, and then it made my YouTube videos a little bit better. Plus I was learning on the job site and things like that. So it was all experiential. and helped me here, but unfortunately I couldn't be as consistent as I wanted to on YouTube. So the 1,000 subscribers didn't quite happen as quick as I wanted it to, but you just have to find priorities in life and realize, okay, it's eventually going to come. Am I working towards, the passion that I care about, turning into like a full-time job? And as long as you're on that path, then you're doing okay. Number 10, I already talked about this, but I really want to hammer home the importance of, before you do anything, have a thumbnail done, have a title done. I'm still sometimes guilty of this, but know the general direction with the title. Don't stray from it, because when you're talking in the video, sometimes it's hard to like backtrack. So if you never had a title, you never had a thumbnail, you didn't think about it, you just sat down and recorded a video, it's really hard to find something that's going to like grab the viewer's attention. So think about all of that. All right, closing remarks. This is cliche, but be genuine, be you, and whatever you would talk to like your cousins and uncles about at like a Christmas party, and they'd be like, dude, you're weird. Talk about that on a YouTube channel. Go make that your YouTube hobby. And for me, that's cameras. Just be that, like whatever your inner nerd is, go make a YouTube channel on that, because you can be successful if you care about something that much. And last thing I'll mention that I think is really helpful for someone trying to grow a channel is be just as excited for a unfollow as you are for a follow, because it's all part of curating your channel. So that's pretty cool. I did promise that I'd talk about what happens at 1,000 subscribers. To be honest, not much. You get like congratulations from YouTube. You get a GIF that animates, and it counts up to 1,000, and then a bunch of bananas pop up, and it says, "This is bananas. You made 1,000 subscribers." And then you don't even get to monetize your channel if you're like not at 4,000 watch time hours. And I think I'm at 2,700 watch time hours. So, I mean, we're getting there, but like nothing's changed there. And last thing that I wanted to share was that a few companies have reached out, a lens company, a microphone company, and a camera case company. At 1,000 subscribers. I mean, it was like anywhere from like 800 to 1,000, but I'm just saying that I think businesses value a following that you've curated on YouTube over like TikTok and Instagram. If it's like 1,000, if we're talking like the milestone 1,000, for whatever reason. So yeah, that's kind of cool. If you're interested in working with businesses and specifically like within your niche, I think there's a lot to be had there. So I'm excited to see where that goes in terms of partnerships and stuff like that. But that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you for 1,000 and on to 2,000. Bye for now. Adios. Peace.